Hi, my name is Kevin Hickerson, President of the Fairfax Education Association, and today I am joined by Delegate Mark Keam. Good to see you today.
Thank you, Kevin.
This past legislative session, you introduced a bill that would provide menstrual products to students in public schools. Why did you draft this bill?
Well, the origin of the bill is actually from a few years ago when I introduced a bill that would eliminate the sales taxes on menstrual products for just general purposes. And in that conversation, we've evolved into a discussion about menstrual equity, meaning that women in Virginia and elsewhere need to buy these products that men don't have to buy. And so it's unfair for the state to tax them for a product that they have to buy as a necessity. And in that conversation, what we discovered is that it's not just the grown-ups, but it's also younger women and girls who need this product. And the cost factor is obviously one big issue, but the other issue is access. And when you're a young girl who's in school from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m., 3 p.m., and you end up having a period during that time, some kids don't have access to the feminine hygiene products. So what we thought would be logical was to have feminine hygiene products available free of charge for those who can't afford it, and just have it available on campus, in the school buildings, in the bathrooms, where it would be the most convenient.
So there were two members of FEA that traveled down to Richmond to testify on the bill. Mm-hmm. What impact did they have?
Well, having those two teachers present in the education subcommittee where I happen to serve was tremendously helpful to us. First of all, having anybody that has real life experiences explaining the problem and offering practical solutions is what policymaking should be all about. And so our teachers really shed light on what happens. We heard testimony, for example, that you had young girls who ended up with a period and they weren't ready for that. They didn't know it was coming, and so as a result they ended up having soiled clothes, and they were embarrassed about it. They were running to the bathroom, they were going to the nurses' offices. Well, that obviously disrupts their school and the educational process. And so having a teacher be able to say, just feel free to go to the bathroom, there's feminine hygiene products there, that would be a tremendous relief. But the other side of it, though, is that we heard from the teachers that many teachers, both in Fairfax County and elsewhere, are actually spending money out of their own pockets to buy these feminine hygiene products so that they can have a stash of them in the classrooms in case of these types of situations. And the last thing we want is our teachers who are already overburdened. We're asking them to do so much. They're already spending money on school supplies. For them to also go out and buy feminine hygiene products, we just thought that was too much. We think that's the government's responsibility.
Yeah, you're so correct about teachers going out of their pocket to afford many things in the classroom. What can FEA members do in the future to support your efforts?
Well, this issue isn't going away. We just were successful in passing a bill that would provide feminine hygiene products for free in prisons and jails in Virginia. So we want to make sure that we have this making it available at the schools. It'll happen sometime soon. So obviously having our FEA members telling us about the issues, giving us real life stories, as well as advocating for this issue and raising the awareness would be helpful. But the other aspect of this is that as policymakers, we really want to hear from regular folks out there, and FEA is a great organization that works with us to bring us issues that we don't know about, frankly. I'm not in the classrooms all the time, so hearing from real teachers about what's going on in the classrooms will help us as policymakers do a better job in writing laws.
And that's the power of the Fairfax Education Association. You, being a member, have access and a voice that nobody else has. We talk to delegates and senators all the time about bills and issues that you care about, and by belonging, you can have that voice. So not only can you do that, but you can also support our political action committee by donating and making sure that we can elect great politicians such as Mark Keam. Thanks again, Mark, for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin.